right, Holy Apostles, let's look at what's going on this week. We've got a really fun kind of, season of the church. Wanted to talk about things that are happening at Holy Apostles. So I'm going to bring you right over to the slideshow and get you into that. So give me a minute to get that up. Let me make sure that we're all good there. All right, so let's go. All right, so we're in the announcement videos for this week, and we're just going to kind of start off. Obviously, I got to figure out why this does this every single time. We're gonna figure that out. But in the meantime, this Sunday is Reformation Sunday. Now, we don't make a big deal about this like we used to. We used to announce this weeks and weeks and weeks in advance, but there's not a whole lot that you all have to do. It's just that the service is a little bit different at Holy Apostles. We've taken out some of this traditional standard prayers, the standard confession, the standard absolution, and we've inserted different prayers, different confession of sin, different absolution from different reformers during the Reformation. So it gives us an understanding. And one of the things that I love about this is that it brings us into the larger picture of the Reformation. We're not just talking about the Anglican Reformation. We're talking about the Reformation that is taking place with Martin Luther, the Reformation that's taking place with John Calvin, the Reformation that's taking place over in Scotland with John Knox, and also bringing in some of our other Anglican reformers, such as Nicholas Ridley and Hugh Latimer. I love what we do with this service. So just a reminder, this Sunday will be Reformation Sunday. The liturgy will still follow the same pattern, but the prayers, the confession, the absolution, some of those will be a little bit different. So keep that in mind. It's one of my favorite days of the year. So Reformation Sunday, this Sunday coming up. So also this Sunday coming up, or 2 Sundays from now, sorry, not this Sunday coming up, 2 Sundays from now, on November 3rd, that is also Rally Day. That is also the day that we are going back into the sanctuary. That Sunday is the day that you're changing your clocks. So it's the end of daylight savings time. So keep that in mind. You're going to want to get those clocks changed for that Sunday. So not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, which is scheduled to be Rally Day. And that looks pretty firm. We're looking really good on November 3rd. We should not need to push this back to November 10th. It looks like we are moving right along. The painters are over there right now painting the sanctuary. The ceiling is all done. The lights are all installed. The ceiling fan is up. Carpet is going in over the weekend, I think Friday and Saturday. So everything's kind of coming together. We're super excited about it. We got the kneelers back. The pews are going to be installed, as well as the kneelers, I believe, on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So we are looking really, really good. And the only thing that we're still waiting on is the windows, which is the last thing. But they do not actually prevent us from going back into the sanctuary. So all the work in the sanctuary should be pretty much wrapped up. November 3rd, Rally Day. That's the day that we kick off, generally, that we kick off the year. But the year's already in motion. This is the day that we are celebrating the work that has been accomplished, and we get to walk in and enjoy it. I am so excited for it. That means that this Sunday coming up is the last Sunday in the parish hall. So keep that in mind. our service this Sunday will still be at 9:30 in the parish hall. There is no Christian formation this week. We're taking a small break. No Christian formation this week. No Christian formation the following week because that's Rally Day. So keep all that straight. Keep looking at Deanna's emails. She'll be sending them out to you, so you'll be getting those, and that will help you keep everything in order. This Sunday coming up, I am going to be preaching. It's Reformation Sunday, so I'm going to be preaching on Hebrews 7 as well as Mark chapter 10. I'm going to be combining both of these texts. We're going to be looking at Jesus as the great high priest, which has a lot of tie-in with the Reformation, because a lot of what the Reformation is doing is putting Jesus back in his rightful place. And far too many churches have the priest in the place of Jesus. We need to get the priest out of that place and get Jesus back in his place. It was happening during the medieval times. It still happens today in churches. So we're going to be looking at Jesus as the great high priest. We're going to be bringing that idea from Hebrews 7 into our reading from Mark chapter 10. This is the blind beggar. So we're going to be combining both of those stories. I'm really excited for this weekend. Reformation Sunday. I'm excited for the sermon. I'm excited for our last Sunday in the parish hall. And then we're moving right into Rally Day. If this doesn't get you pretty pumped up for church at Holy Apostles these next 2 weeks, I don't know what will. It's pretty exciting time. So, moving on from there, I do want to remind you that there is a Christian formation series. It's a 2-week series scheduled for November 10th and November 17th. That's right after Rally Day. So we go from Reformation Sunday to Rally Day, and then we're moving back into our normal schedule in which we will have 2 Christian formations on the 7 deadly sins. The history of these, the cultural relevance of these, where these are in the Bible, all that sort of thing is going to be unpacked over these 2 weeks on the 7 deadly sins. They were meant to come out the Sunday before Halloween and the Sunday after Halloween, kind of creating a spooky Christian formation. But they'll be a little bit later, but it's still fall. It's still got that spooky feeling to it, turning back the clocks. It's getting darker. All right, maybe fall isn't spooky. Maybe it's more Thanksgiving-y, but it still should be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. So keep that in mind. 2 weeks, 7 deadly sins. These will start at their normal time at 9:30, and they will run till 10:15. Deanna will send out email reminders on these as well. We are doing our craft and pie sale that we do every time, or we do every year around this time. So November 24th is scheduled to be the craft and pie sale. There won't be a Christian formation on this day because we're just going to be busy checking things out in the parish hall, buying some great pies and some really interesting crafts. It's always fun. I'd encourage you to come out, check it out, support Holy Apostles in this way. But it's a fun event, and that is November 24th. So keep that in mind. That's right before that Thanksgiving's coming right around the corner there. So, if you don't want to bake a pie for Thanksgiving, or you're going to a Thanksgiving at somebody's house, you can bring a pie. It's a well-timed event. I do have to say, a little pat on the back there. It's a well-timed event, but honestly, there's some people at Holy Apostles that put a lot of work and a lot of effort into baking pies and baking different baked goods. making the crafts that are sold in the parish hall. There's a lot of work that goes into this. So not work on my behalf, but work on their behalf. And we're grateful for it. So come out, support Holy Apostles and those who have put the work into this event. So moving on from there, and that is all that I got. So the new things that I'm letting you know is that we are having that pie and craft sale, the new Christian formation that's coming up, 7 Deadly Sins, the sermon that I'm going to be preaching this Sunday. I'm also working on the sermon for Rally Day, which I'm really excited for as well. And Rally Day firmly being November 3rd. So we are going to be November 3rd in the sanctuary. That service will be at 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. So it's still a little bit different. It's still a combined service, but we will be in the sanctuary, just being able to enjoy all that has been done in there. And then remember to change your clocks for that Rally Day, going back into the sanctuary November 3rd. And this Sunday, Reformation Sunday, it's ready to roll. Again, my name is Todd. If you're new to this channel or you're new to Holy Apostles, we're excited that you joined us. We're excited that you can find out what's going on at Holy Apostles. So if I don't see you beforehand, hopefully I see you this Sunday.